it. It's only $100. Got it off Amazon. I read the comments and the guy said they're only $80 on Amazon or on the Grizzly website. So I went on the Grizzly website, ordered it, paid for it through Amazon, and then by the time I got it, UPS charged me another $46 in duties and other fees. So it might be better to go through Amazon because I don't think you have to pay that shit. Anyway, all the other ones like this are about $300 US, which is like $1 million Canadian, and they have bearing pockets, and mine doesn't because it was cheap. So I'm going to show you how to use your milling machine to bore with one of these boring heads, bearing pockets, and we'll see how that goes. So right now I'm just tramming up the head. By tramming I mean just double checking it. So we got 0, 0, oh, 0, and 0. That's 0. That's 0 to me. So we know that that's square. So I'm going to put this up on some blocks. And actually I could probably just clamp it. Probably could clamp it straight to the table. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I'll have a quicker look at it and maybe clamp it to the table. Then it's going to pick up the center with a smaller indicator. Then we can blast that out of there and fit those bearings in. I'll take it back in with you on my progress. So I'm thinking at the center hole with my little mini oil indicator. Side, I go straight on my y axis. It's about a quarter of a thou, I guess. And the x-axis again is on 0, give or take. And I should say about 0 on the y-axis again. So now I can put this boring head in and then set my depth and then start peeling some material until this bearing fits in. Getting closer here, what it is, I measured the thickness of the bearing, which is 435 thou. And I used my vernier here to set my depth. So I touch off here. Sorry, I don't have a tripod, so it's hard for me to show you guys this. Touch off by my depth. What I did is I set it at 415 thou because it's a little rubbery. It's an old mill. And then what I'll do is I'll clean it up at the end just to make sure I don't go too deep. And set it a little shallower than the actual width is. So we're going to take a first cut at 400 RPM and see how it goes. First cut went alright. I should get a show you. I'm using a pretty dull boring bar. It's pretty long because the short one I have is chipped and it's going to take too long to fix it. And I'm going to use coolant on the next pass and show you how that goes. So far, so good. So I'm getting closer. Bearing diameter is 1.375. And this is 1.2, 1.3. It's not an accurate measurement. But what I'm going to do is take an accurate measurement. Since I'm about 100 thou away, I've been blasting like 100 thou on my rough cuts. 100 thou in diameter, which is more than what's usually recommended for a boring bar like this. But ain't nobody got time for 30 thou cuts. So what I'm going to do is, I'm on my last 100 thou, so I'm going to split that into 3, so roughly 33 thou per cut, taking measurements each time and correcting for that, and then hopefully I'll hit my diameter instead of trying to take 3 and 5 thou cuts. It's hard to make a chip with heavy aluminum. I'm going to try and just nail it, so I'll let you know how that goes. So, working on here. In case what I said a second ago was a little confusing, My bearing size is 1.375, so I'm going to do an interference fit of 1 thou, 1.374. Right now my size is measuring with a vernier and with a telescope gauge, and my micrometer averages out to 1.257. So final size minus my size is 117, so I'm going to divide that by 3, which is 39 thou cuts. So my next cut should be 1.296 after I measure it, and then I make an adjustment so I can hit 1.335. So then my next adjustment, if I'm 1.35, should be I'm going to take another 39 thou cut, should be my final size. 39 thou is a little high, but I think we can do it. So I never use this boring bar, but as you can see, right now I'm at 1.299 using a telescope gauge and mic, and I'm looking for 1.296. So my next one, I'm only going to go 36 thou. The reason that's tricky is because the graduations on here are supposed to be at 39 thou, and as you can see, vibrated backlash because it's a shitty boring bag. So backlash here, it stops around 40 thou, which is 39 thou. That one more stuff that I'm looking at 39 thou. This should be what I'm looking for. So it's within 3 thou, which isn't good, but I'm confident that we'll get our 1 thou interference fit. So we ended up at about 2 thou under what I was looking for. So it'll be about 2.5 thou interference fit. But it's just aluminum, so I'm just going to leave it. We'll just knock these babies in there. Have a nice snug fit. Hopefully they last a long time, because it's going to be a prick to get them out. But that's okay. Better tight than sloppy. That's what I would say. So it's hard to measure when you have a boring head in, and I end up having to set up and take an extra 4 thou off the one, because 5 thou interference on aluminum. I could have smashed it in there, but if I ever have to get it out, it's probably going to take even longer than it is to set it up. So I pressed both of them in just using a solid collet and using the Mellows and Arbor press, and it popped in nice, both sides. It's already been pre-drilled for balancing, so hopefully it's still balanced. I'm gonna say that it is. Hey, this is Aaron. I'm making a video about how to put your own bearings in one of these much cheaper Grizzly 10-inch grinding wheels. It was a couple weeks ago probably when I started, and I just indicated the middle hole and I didn't indicate for flat, and now I got a nasty wobble, which is bad news bears. I didn't want to overcomplicate it. It turns out I should have. But that's no problem. I'm just going to bore it out a little bigger and put a different bearing in. A 1/2-inch bearing is kind of small anyway, so this is me showing my own mistakes and then how to fix your own mistakes if you're not that confident. I was too confident in that case, but that's okay. So I am indicating. I had to make a little adapter here on my little lathe over there for my indicator, go on my chuck, and probably I should get a tripod to help stabilize this. I'm filming it on my iPhone, but whatever. I'm getting closer, so when I get everything indicated up and I find out where I went wrong, maybe my table locks, they don't really work very well. I don't know if maybe I bumped the table somewhere along the way, or maybe I should have shimmed this up a bit more in certain spots, on the high spots. I don't know yet, but when I find out, I'll let you know. Bye. We're back here with you, and just want to show you, I got everything lined up here. Got 0. It's within about 1 thou. I never indicated this before, so I indicate all the way around. Sorry. Over here we got is a quarter of a thou. And now what I'm going to do is indicate the center hole where the bearing actually ended up and see why it's not in the middle. Or maybe it is in the middle and maybe the other side's out. Maybe my locks didn't work because they clearly just don't really work very well. I don't know if I bumped into it, like I said, but we'll get to the bottom of this. Okay, so after indicating the periphery, we'll call it, I indicated here, and this is close enough to zero. I'll just zero that out. And it's about there, it's down a bit. On this side, there's bump something, it's about 2 thou, and when I flip it all the way around like this, I'll look at right here, it is about 3.5 to 4 thou, so I don't think that that's causing my 50 thou play. So I would call that side good. Maybe I'm just hoping for too much, I'm not sure, but I'm going to flip it over and see what happens. And just in case you thought I forgot, I'm going to indicate the flatness. So it's flat on the table, cleaned it off pretty good. So we're on zero here. Oh, there's a crazy glare. On zero. When I measured the thickness, it had about 5 thou difference, which I would say would be okay. And about 5 thou with this indicator, so I'd say that's acceptable as well. It's impossible to see. So everything on this side checked out, so I popped the bearing out from the other side with this little piece of brass here. And a further inspection, it looks like the other side must be out. I indicated just the hole, lined it up, but I'm not sure if you can see that. It looks off center about the amount that it wobbles, which is, I'm going to say 50 thou. Like I said, I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe some backlash, but worst come to worst, I'll just put these bigger bearings in it. I gotta get another one of these, but those are kind of small anyway. So once again, machining, you learn how to do stuff by doing it wrong the first time. So upon further inspection, I'm into the ID of the bore on the bottom bearing, and it's out 4 thou. And on this side, it's out 5 thou, 4.5. So it's 9 thou out of alignment with this, 5 thou per side. And then on center, it's exactly lines up at 15 and 15, which is actually 0. I just didn't zero the indicator. So what I'm going to do is just run it. I don't know if I'm getting the wobble from, maybe they machined the rubber. I'm not sure how dead nuts it's supposed to be, but I mean 5 thou here and there is not very much to me anyway. I don't know if it's just not balanced. Maybe just drill balancing holes on the other side for show. Maybe I should take this to where I work and use a balancing machine, drill some holes in it. But right now, I guess I'm just going to use it. I'm going to grind my knives finally that I'm pushing out on these babies. So stay tuned for some hollow grinding on my Zephyr and my Chin Kui #1.